Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to solve the problem that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. And the question says, two views of casting are shown in figure 3 above. Draw full size in first angle projection. B. The sectional front elevation XX, sectional left end elevation on ZZ, and the last but not the least here, the plan, right? That is what we are told to do. So we're only given two views. This one you see here in the left hand side here, that is the end view, and this you see here is the front elevation, and we're told to complete it, which is the C part, right? We should draw what? Draw the plan. So I'll be starting from the C part to make things more easier for us to understand, right? So I'll first of all reproduce the given view that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. After then, I will now produce the plan, right? So let's start with this. The first thing you should do is to draw your quadrant, X, Y, your quadrant here. So just take your meter, your T square, place it on your set square, place it on your T square, then you draw a line this way. You can see that. Now take your set square, place it this way also. You draw another line this way. You can see that. So they are meeting at this point here, the pole. Next thing you will now do is to just measure 5 mm above, right? So I can easily take my compass and I'll measure 5 mm so that I don't want anything to touch these lines we have here. So I'll just measure 5 mm here, as you can see, right? And I'm going to place it at the center point here, and I'm going to mark from here. This will be 5. This will be 5. Here too is what? 5. And the baseline here too is what? 5. So 5 in all direction. Then I'll just take my set square and my T square working hand in hand. Move it to this point. I will draw my vertical line, faint line. Move it to the next point again. I will draw another vertical line. You can see that. Then I will come here. I'll draw this also. And I'll come here. I'll draw this also. You can see that. So I've completed this. So all these points you see at the top outer corner will be my reference point. So this is where I'll start taking my measurement from. So let's look at this now. One thing you should have in your mind is that these two figures you're seeing at the right hand side of the screen is the same figure. They are the same component that is dismantled into the front elevation and the end view, right? Now, whatever measurement we don't have in this end view, we can find it in the front view. Is that taken now? So let's start with the end view. So we're drawing it here. So when we're doing that, we want to get the total height of this figure here. Now we're only given 32 and 22. I will not consider the 8 because the 8 can be found in the 32, right? The 32 covers the 8. You can see that now. So so what I will just do is I will now add the rest. Now I don't know the total height. So what I'll do is, you see from the right hand side here, which is the front elevation, right? I have this curve you see from this center to this point here is the radius, which is 16, which is the same thing as saying from this center to this point here. They are the same. Now the next thing is, this circle you see here has a diameter of 35. So meaning that the radius will be from this center point to the topmost here, and that will be what? 17.5. So I'm going to be adding 16 plus 22 plus 32 plus 17.5, and everything will give us what? 87.5. So I'm going to 87.5 from this point here. 87.5. So 0 to, this is 8, 85, 86, 87.5. That will be somewhere around here. Can you see that? 87.5. So we'll move, then I'm going to close it up, right? So let's move. I'll just move this. I'll just draw a line this way. I have my reason. You can see that. So this is where I'm making it from. Then the thickness. I can use the total length of this figure here is going to be what? 44. You can see that. And I will just come and I'll measure 44 from here. From 0 to what? 44. Then I'll close it up. Hope you can see that. Right? That is what? 44. So let's start now. I will now measure a height from here to here, right? Is 16 plus 22, and that will give us what? 38. So I'm going to measure 38 from this point. From 0 to, let me put it this way, from 0 here, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38 here. Hope you can see that. And that 38 I just measured there will be the base. I'll thicken it out. I'm going to thicken it out this way. You can see that. Then the thickness from here to here is 8. So I'm going to measure another 8 from this point. From 0, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? I'll also thicken it because it's thickened in the question. It's thickened in the question. Can you see that? So I'll bring those two ends down. As you can see, I'll bring this end from here. So I'll bring it down. And I'll bring it end from here. I'll bring it down. Now the next thing we're going to do is, we're not giving the thickness from here to here. Well, we can do one thing here. I'll get the center of 44, which is what? 22. So we know that from here to here, it's 44. So if I measure 22, that will be the center of it. That's 22 here, right? Then that will be the center. So I'll just use center line to just show where it is placed this way. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. You can see that. So we are giving 28 Abi here. From this end to this end is 28. So from here I'll measure 14. From here I'll measure 14, making everything to be what? 28. So I'll come here and I'll measure the 28. So from 0 we have 28. This is 14, this is 10, and this is 14 here. This is also 10, and this is what? 14 here. Right? That's what we have. And I'll take them up. So I'm going to take them up from here to touch here. Then take them up from here to touch here. And I'll close it up. I'll close it up this way. All together. Now, aside that, the next thing that we should be doing here is that I'll measure 16, since the radius is 16, from this circle here to this end, this point here, 16. That will give me the center of this circle here. I'm going to measure 16 from here upward. So you measure the 16 from 0 to what? 2, 5. This 5 here, that's 15, then 16. That will be the center, right? So I'll use my center line to replicate it. Long, short, long, short, long. Here also, you can see that. That is the center of that figure. Now, there's this hidden line you see here. The hidden line you see here is this circle here. And the rest of the circle here, you say the drill is what? Diameter of 10. Meaning that what? The circle here you're seeing here, this hidden line is 5 mm apart from the center. So from here, after placing it here this way, I measure 5 upward and 5 downward, so making 10. That is where I'm going to draw my hidden line. So when I do that, this will be hidden, 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 right? I'll come here also, I'll do the same thing. You just use short line to represent your hidden line. You can see that? So that is for that guy there. Now we'll still move forward. Now the next thing is, from this base here, this line here you can see from the diagram where my arrow is pointing to the center of this circle here is given to be 32. So I can easily measure 32 from here, from 0, right? And I can measure 32 from this base here, from 0 to 10. This is 30, 31, 32 here. That is 32. You can see that? See that is 32. I can just easily take my compass and place it at this point here to this point, right? I don't have to stress myself. Let's draw my circle this way. You can see that? So meaning that this will also give me the center of the circle. So let me just draw my long, short, long, short, long, short, right? This is the center. So it's telling me that from here to here now ought to be 35. So let's just confirm and see. So look at that, what we have, 0 to what, 35, right? So that's what we have there. So we move forward, and there's another inner circle that has 11 as the diameter, making the radius to be what? Radius to be 22. So from 0, right, making the radius to be what? 11. So the diameter is 22, radius to be what? 11. You can see that? And I'll place it at this point here, and I'm going to draw a circle. Hope you can see that. So let me just taking this out. So that is what we have here, right? So what else again? Now there's a line coming that is tangential to the side of the circle from this end here. This end here. Then on this end here. You can see that. Then what else again? Now we have this shape here you see in here, right? We're not really giving any distance with it, but we know for certain that it is this shape that is here. So we're given that surface diameter of what, 22, right? So what I'll do is from this center here, I'll measure 11 to the right and what, 11 to the left. So let's do that and see. 11 to the right and 11 to the left. So from 0 here, I have 11 here. I also have 11 here, right? And I can easily take it up. Before I take it up, now the height, how would I get the height? From here now, telling me that from here to here is 11, meaning that from here to here is also what, 11. So I'm going to measure 11 from this baseline here. This is 10 and this is what, 11 here. So I'll just draw a line first of all this way. Then I'm going to close this up this way. You can see that, and I can also close it up too this way. So the next thing that we'll be having here is The drill is 12, diameter 12. So the radius will be what? 6. So I'm going to measure 6 to both sides. So we have 6 here, millimeter, 6 here, millimeter. And I will take it down. Hidden line, long, short, long. I mean, everything should be dash, dash, dash. Hope you can see that. Then the next thing that we should be doing here from the diagram here is there is a web here, right? Which is what we have here. And since from here to here is given to be 8, then the web here also is what? Is 8. So I'll just measure my 8 4, 4 to both sides. So from here I have 0. So this is 4 here and also 4 here. And I'll just close it up. Straight line, straight line. So I can easily just draw my arc this way. So this is what we have here. We have successfully reproduced the end elevation. Now the next thing we have to do is to produce what? The front elevation. So it's as easy as this. They have the same height, right? Everything has the same height. From here I'll just draw my line this way. And I have this already here. And this is my reference point. I'm starting from here. So what is the entire length? The entire length here is given to be what? 90, right? You can see that from here to here is 90. So from the beginning of this reference point here, I'll measure 90. So this is 90 here. And I'm going to what? I'll close it up. I'm going to close it up this way. You can see that. Now after the 90 I've measured, the next thing I'll be doing is the thickness from this point to this point here is given to be what? That will be 12. Is it 12? Yes, I'll measure 12 from this end here. From 0, and this is 12 here. That is where my line is coming down from. So look at what I want to do here. To stop, I'll draw this down. And I'll draw this down. Right? And I'm going to bring this up to be stopping here. See what I want to do? The circle. So the first circle will be starting from here and ending here. You can see that. And the thickness, the length of the circle is given to be what? 45. So you can see that. And I'll measure 45 from here, from 0. This is 45. And I'll close it up. That again. I'll just draw it up here. And I'll also close it up too. You can see that. Then the other one inside is a true, so it will be hidden line. Short, 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 like that. Dash, dash, dash line. And here also the same thing. And this is the center line here. Hope you can see that. Right? So I will now measure. I've already done that before. I'll measure the distance you can see from here to here, which is from here to here. I'll measure what? 12. So I've already done that, which is what we have here. So I'll just bring it down, faint line. We're coming straight down. From this point here, I'll take it down. Hope you can see that. Now, the next thing is the center line I have here. I'll just do long, short, long, short, long, short, just like that. center line I have there is 16, right? From here to here, radius of 16, from here to here 16. So I can just come to this point. I'll place it here and I'll mark here. I'll come here. That is where I will now draw my semicircle this way. You can see that. So that is where I will now take in from this point here to this point. I can easily just draw a fillet at any given radius here, and I'll just close it up to this point. You can see that. And the internal one is given to be what we have it to be 10, so 5 5 is very small, so I'll just take this is 5 here. So just place at the center here, and I'll do this. Right? So I should be able to tricky that out. Right? And you draw the center line here, complete it. Long shot. You can see that. Now the next thing we're doing is from here you can see that there's a curve here, right? Radius of what 22. So I can easily just take it at any distance here, right? It is touching this other line you've seen here, that is this thickness here, right? So anywhere I want it to be, I'll just take a measure radius of 22. Radius of 22, 0, 20, 21, 22, right? And I'll place it here. I'll strike an arc. You can see that. Then I want it to be anywhere on this line, so I can easily place it here. Then I'll strike another arc. So that's where they are. So from this point here, I'll just draw my curve. You can see that. So let me take that out. So this is sticking to the end here. So this is hidden, hidden, hidden. Right? And what else again I have? This is also ticking here. Right? So once we've done that, the next thing is this that we have here. Right? So we're given that from here, this center to this center here is given to what 50. So I'm going to measure 50 from this center here. From 0 to 5 here is what 50. That is where another center will be. Long, short, long, short, long. You can see that. And we have the same thing that's happening here. You can see I can easily just take my protractor, my compass, place it this way to the outer one that is 22. I'll place it here and I'll mark. And I'll come here also, I'll also mark. You can see that. That is what I'm actually doing there. So I'll just take my meter rule and I will just take it up. Take my meter rule and I'll just take it up. And I'll just take this from here. This is closing it up. And this is also closing it up. Then the next one that we have here is the hidden line inside. So the same thing, the hidden line, you just come here, take the measurement of this to this, and you come here and you mark right and left, and you're going to do that here. You can see that. And what else again do we have? So I'll just complete this way, front line, and with the radius of we have 11, right? So I'm going to get that 8, sorry. I'll just take my compass and I'll measure it. Let me put it here. From 0 to 8. Then I can just place it where I want it to touch this guy here. Now strike an arc. I'll come here also. I'll strike another arc. You can see that? That is where I will now get. That's what you use to do your fillet. So that's what we have there. So I can easily just take that out. The radius of this arc here, you see here, is very small. So I'll just use my hand to draw it out, right? Connecting those 2 points here and here together. And also we should know that the thickness between here and here is given as what? 8. As you can see from the diagram, so you measure 8 millimeter from this point to this point here, all together. So as you close up, and now you're done here. This is what we have here. We have successfully reproduced what is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. Now the first thing I'll do out of the entire option, we are given 3 of them, and the option C said we should draw out the plan. Right, so I'll start with that first. So let me bring out the plan first of all. So for me to get a plan, what I'll simply do here is this. I will take my 45 degrees square, right, and I'm going to place it at this under the end elevation. Just draw a line this way. You can see that. So after that, what you do next will be project this line, this end here, downward. That will represent the thickness of the plan. So when I take this up from here, I'll have this, and this from here is already here also. So my plan, the end of this, I'll bring it down. So it means that from here to this point, and this point, that is the thickness and the length of what my plan, the width and the length of my plan. Right? Plan means looking at it from the top. Are we together? So we proceed. So from here, what I'll simply do is, let me first of all bring out this circle here. So the end of the circle should come out from here. You can easily just taking all this out first, so we know where we're heading to. We're taking all this out first, so we know where we're heading to. Alright, so let me bring the end of this circle to touch here. See where it's touching? And the other end of the circle, this is where it is touching. Then I'll take it here, and I'll take it here. So once I've done that, I'll now bring this to circle outward. So this is where the circle is going to end. So I'll just taking it from here to here. You can see that. And to move from here straight to the back, and this to move from here straight to the back. You can see that. Now the next thing is the inner circle. I'll project it down from here to touch here, and I'll project this one down too from here to touch here. And when I move that, this is coming here, so this will be hidden line because you cannot see it. If you're looking from the top, it is inside this hollow. So this is this. Can you see that? So the next thing that we have here, we have to bring out is this you see here. So let me bring that out first so we know what we're talking about. So is this you're having here. So when I bring this down, First of all, we have the first one. This is the first one coming down here, right? The first one coming down here, this is where it moves. So it's meeting this at this point, right? And also meeting this at this point too. You can see that. And the second one, I'll bring it down to touch here, and this one too to come here and touch here. So if I extend this out this way, so this is touching this here, and also this is touching this here, right? This one also is touching this here, right? And also is touching this here, including this also here. So what we'll just simply do here is the thickness is just what we have there. So I'll just bring them together. So this from here to here, it will be hidden to that point where the line is touching this. Let me make that more visible out. So it's touching it here and here. So I'll close it up. So it's coming. It doesn't even end there. It moves up to this stage you see here. Right? So I'm going to move the line from this will come here. Right? And this also will come here. Then this one too. Here. Right? And here. I'll close it up here. If you're looking from the top, you will not see that. So this is here too. So that's what we have in that aspect. Then the next thing that we have here is this. So that will be an hidden line also. So I'll just bring this one down. So from here to this point here will be hidden. And from here to this point here will be hidden. Then the other one too. From here to this point. And this, right? That's what we have, because this circle you see is just in between these two, so you cannot draw them through the figure. It's just ending at this thickness here. Then the next thing we have is this we have here, this web here, which is the same thing as this that we have here. So when I bring this down and I bring this down, if I project them, this is where they will stop. They'll stop here, so this will be thickened. You see it as a straight line. It will be thickened, you see it as a straight line. And you close it up. Right? So aside that, the next thing is this you're seeing here, you're having a circle here. So when I bring this down, that will be a center line. And here also, bring this down also. That is the center line. I'm bringing it here. So here is also center line of the given figure. So they are meeting here. So I can easily just take the radius of this circle here, or I can easily project them down and I will draw my circle. Then the inner one also. So let me take them out. Now the next thing we'll do is just the web here. Look at this web here, you see? If I bring it down, to just be holding this together here. So I'll just bring this, holding this together here. You see this fully. That's the web that we have in there. And this is what we have. So we successfully reproduce the plan. This is what you'll be seeing when you're looking at it from the top of the figure, right? This is the end view, this is the front elevation, and this is what the plan. So we've successfully answered question what? Question 3. So the next thing we'll be doing question A and B, right? Now, the next thing we'll be doing now will be question what? Question A. That we're told to sectional front elevation XX. That means we're told to section this part as you can see from the right hand side, meaning we are splitting this into two, then looking at this direction. So let's take the analysis from the plan now. It means that if I'm to show this on the plan, it means that I'm cutting this in this direction. That's what it means. I'm cutting this way. If you're looking from the plan, you're cutting it this way and you're looking up. Right, so if I'm to put it now, that means I'll be looking at this direction when I cut it. So when you cut this figure into half, right, look at what you are going to see. You still see this circular figure, right, but you will not see this anymore. So when I cut it, this is what I'll be experiencing. When you cut it open, look at this. When you cut it open, then this will be exposed. So let me show what will happen to be exposed. So to be nothing other than what? A visible line. So I'll tick in everything here. So we're answering it like this. I'll tick in everything here, and I'll also tick in everything here. Right, that is one. Now the next thing again here is when I cut this off, right, I'll still see everything. What happened? I'll cut one of this leg away by looking this way, so I'll be seeing this. I'll still be seeing this, but all this here will now be what? Thick lines this way. Is that taken? And similarly, when I cut it that way, all these lines will be exposed also. I will have this to this way. So this will now be thick lines, no hidden line again. Then this one too. So this, I will not see this anymore. So let me clean this off. So cleaning it off now, remember there are two of them. This thing you're seeing here, the web, like the web here that is giving it support, is this you have in here. It's having both sides. So that side will not be what? Hidden line there. So I'll be having this to be hidden line. No longer the line that I have earlier. So it will be what? Hidden line. It will be what? Hidden line I will have there. All this will be what? Hidden line. Then I will now section it using my 45-degree set square and look at what I am going to do. So all this will be thick lines. So let's section and see what will happen. So all this I will section here. This is what we are going to be having. You can't section here because by the time you split it into two, your knife edge or your cutting plane is not cutting any solids, but it's cutting this into two, right? Which is what we have here. So this is what we have here. So section the front elevation XX, right? And let's see what will now happen. The next question is now telling us that we should section the left end elevation on ZZ. Now if you look at ZZ now, right, meaning that from the right hand side, meaning that you're cutting it into two. Now cutting it means that if you look at the plane, you can see my arrow, the plane is cutting straight right? But not cutting the circle. It's cutting straight, then cutting the circle away. So cutting it this way and looking at ZZ means you want to draw the end view again. So meaning that you're cutting it from here. So when you're cutting it from here, right, you cut up all the circles. So I'm going to cut off this, I'm going to clean up the circle because I'm going to what? Cut it off. So let me clean up the circle. You see that? I remove the circle, the hidden line you will not see because you've already cut out the circle already. So you will not be seeing the circle. When you cut here, it means you're cutting here like this on the plane and you're not looking here, you're cutting here away to the remaining part. So I will now section this remaining part here. You can see that? Cutting here, then the remaining thing is you've cut off all this place off. You will not see this because you're cutting it away. So all this is going to what? Disappear. So I'll clean all this off. So you see that I've cut it off, me you not even see them again. What you see is all this that will now be also hidden. I can try to take it in another direction if I want to. You can see that. I will section all this part too. Then you're cutting, right? You're cutting the plane as you can see on the right hand side this way. So you're cutting here, and you're also cutting here. It's touching the thickness of the circle. So I'm going to touch all this point here. Right? So you cannot section a web, right? So this is how it will look like once you section done. This is the end view, the sectional front elevation XX, right? This is the sectional left end elevation ZZ. This is the plan. So A, B, C, that is the solution to this question. And if you have anything, any suggestion, you can just comment in the comment box below. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.